Hello and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels on Spreaker. I'm your host, Barbara Calvano. It is my honor to serve you with guidance and messages to support you on your path of living with mastery. Hello everyone, it's Barbara Calvano and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels here on Spreaker and wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's great to be here. I'll be giving you the messages for July 13th through the 19th. And I'm going to be using Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. I am an angel intuitive and life coach, and if you're new with me, I've been having a podcast since 2013. It was on Blog Talk Radio, and I did live call-ins at that time, and now we have moved over to Spreaker because that company went out of business. So here we are. And I have probably up to 300 podcasts, so if you want to, you can always check in on one that you're drawn to. Often you'll receive a message that way. And I do personal sessions also online and in person here in the New York City area. So anything else I want to say today? A couple things. I am going to do just a short meditation for all of us to clear ancestral patterning. And that's a big issue. It's a big thing, but we're going to do a short version of a powerful clearing. And this is for if there's a particular issue, emotion that keeps festering, keeps showing up, it's very difficult to release. Oftentimes it's embedded in past life conditioning. So it's not just something from our childhood or this lifetime. It could very well be many, many, many times where you've gone through a particular scenario that creates the same drama, the same energy, right? So what we're going to do is do a activation to release that. And then I'll get into the reading for the week. And we'll do that first. So you can, hopefully you're not driving. It's best to do this while you're sitting or even walking, you could. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and deep breath out. And one more time. Deep breath in and deep breath out. This time, I'm calling upon angels, the 100,000 angels that are on our left and on our right and forward, in front of us and in back of us. All archangels, including Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Jophiel, Azrael, Ariel, Metatron. We ask that you come at this time. Any other guides and outer beings that want to be present as we address, for anyone who's listening live or on replay, those cords, those conditions that have been prevalent and difficult to release, including scarcity, mindfulness, despair, hopelessness, fear, any suffering in the body, anger, any lower energy that keeps in place within our mind, body, spirit, any connection to the past in this and in all lifetimes. We ask Archangel Michael with his sword of white light now to sever, cut away all of these frequencies, these thoughts, these statements that have been placed within us that are no longer useful. We ask that they be let go and completed. Any issues around money, confidence, any issues on hope and peace, any issues around forgiveness, we ask that you release all these. cut away each and every cord, those cords that we have with loved ones which may have hurt us. The love connection will never be severed, but the actions in which hurt us will be complete and let go. We ask Archangel Michael also to vacuum away in the space that you're sitting or sleeping, to pull up and take into the ethers, bring it up and out of your space, all lower energies of anything that holds you back at this time. It's keeping you in a position that's not bringing you joy, abundance, and health. We bring it up into the heavens where it's transmuted into pure diamond white light. We bring that energy back in and around where we're sitting, where we sleep, where we work. Pure diamond white light that allows us to be free and peaceful, to be able to see with clarity, serenity, and to really live in this life in this moment. And for those of us, may this process continue in the next few days. As those issues and problems come up again, we ask that they be cut away, severed, these connections to the past, so we can be in this moment free and complete, full of aliveness and vitality in every cell of our body. And we thank you, archangels and angels and guides, and the pure source energy, God in the highest, Goddess, to the power of our own understanding. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Take a breath in and breathe out. So that was a short little process that we can do. And it's something that you can do often. Cutting the cords and vacuuming away that which no longer serves you. And in the next few days or weeks, you may have things that you didn't realize were holding you back. Sometimes we're so used to our own struggle and suffering, we don't even know it's something that we can let go of. We actually can. So may you enjoy that process. And I do this kind of work also in my one-on-one sessions, which I have available for you. All the information is at my website, bcalvanocoaching.com. And even before we go into the reading for the week, I am guided to do a meditation from the Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. I've had a lot of people in my life recently who have come down with cancer, and some of them make it and some of them don't. It's quite prevalent in our society at this time. And in Louise Hay's book, she talks about different diseases and different conditions of the body and what is available for addressing and healing. And I've worked with this book since the early 80s when it first came out, and I really helped my low back pain and in my neck, and addressing the issues that are connected with those body parts. And the low back was with money, the fear of not having enough, and then the neck had to do with being more flexible in my thinking and being able to see more possibilities. So basically having a pain in the neck or stiff neck is often that you cannot see around you, can't see more than is available. Now her comment on cancer is interesting. She says it's a deep hurt, long-standing resentment, deep secret or grief eating away at the self, carrying hatreds. What's the use? Now this is not the pure truth, but it's something to try on, just to try on and see what kind of results may show up for you. And she says the affirmation for cancer is, I lovingly forgive and release all of the past. I choose to fill my world with joy. I love and approve of myself. So when we do these affirmations, we bring them into every cell of our body. And sometimes it takes several times, maybe even 100 times, to really get to the core of it all and release it totally. But again, this is not the truth. But again, the author, Louise Hay, healed herself of cancer through affirmations. And I'm sure she was guided to go to different protocols to help her with it also. But there's a lot to be said about our emotions. And there's a lot to be said about our emotions. So again, I lovingly forgive and release all the past. I choose to fill my world with joy. I love and approve of myself. And what we want to address is any deep hurt, long-standing resentment, deep secret or grief eating away at the self, carrying hatreds, and what's the use? So again, I highly recommend this book. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay. And it's a treasure. It truly is. And now let me go to the reading for the week again for July 13th through the 19th. The images of this card are on my website. If you subscribe there, you can see the photographs, and I tend to send them out also in an email newsletter, so you can have that. And I find that looking at the images also stirs my imagination and helps me see things that someone else may not see, something more unique in particular for you. So the very first card is Magick Guardian, and it says, unlock the magic within. And here magic is spelled with a K. So the message is stop looking around, stop looking outside yourself, and recognize that you have incredible power within. About magic, with a K, is the energy of the universe that allows you to manifest and create through the direction and power of your will. It changes according to your frequency. So just as I was talking about certain thoughts that are of unforgiveness and deep resentment, that's a frequency. And what we're doing is that we're not forgiving the people per se. Let's say we're forgiving the people as human beings, if possible. But the actions in which were put upon us are unforgivable. I mean, some things that have been done to many of us are really unforgivable. But we can forgive in the best way that we can the person. Now, it doesn't mean we have to become friends with them. We can definitely have strong boundaries, but we want to find a way that we can find peace in our heart, which is not easy, but it's a go for. It's what I call, we can try it, right? And it might take years, but it's something to look at. Like, how can I ever forgive this person? You just try it on. Okay, I forgive the person. But as Barbara said, the act was unforgivable. And many of the things that I have heard are. So the Magick Guardian is a representation of the angels of magic who helps you direct your will to bring something into creation. She is the angel who swirls around shamans and wise ones when they are calling on the energy of magic to help them manifest something that will be healing and supportive of their path. She is the angel of all magic that is directed for the highest good of whoever is working with it. And what I like about this card in this particular deck is we go into different traditions of shamans and energy healers. So as I have done in many podcast episodes, you'll find sometimes it's all angels, and sometimes we go into deities and gods and goddesses, and sometimes we go into shamans. Sometimes we go into light beings. But you'll find a connection in particular to one of these. One of these may really be, when you work with that topic, the name, the subject, something may really stir within you. And for some, it may be the animal kingdom. It may be the elementals that include the fairies, dolphins, and unicorn energy. So here we go. Also, she is the angel who swirls around shamans and wise ones when they are calling on the energy of magic to help them manifest something that will be healing and supportive of their path. She is the angel of all magic that is directed for the highest good of whoever is working with it. You are the magic. You are the answer. You have it all within you. If you've been searching for an answer or a reason to focus, recognize that all that you are looking for is already within you. You're a powerful and magical person with the capacity to direct your intentions and your desires into being. But your power can only be powerful when you own it. So take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen is a real gift that you are being guided to recognize now. And sometimes it's good to try on something small. It could be like, I'm going to get myself to the gym. Where's my locker, my combination, or my water bottle, my shoes, and I'm going to go to the gym. It could be something you've been thinking about for months. Or I'm going to go to that place to meet new people. Many people are lonely right now. What is it to go out and meet new people? For some people, it's downright terrifying. Now, I think that's a small thing, but it's really a big thing. But you can take a small action, which can lead to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. So that's the first card. Unlock the magic within. We have way, way more power than many of us are using. And it begins really in looking at our thoughts. What are the thoughts that we are already dealing with, that we already use repeatedly, that we already repeatedly say to ourselves, consciously and unconsciously, that is creating our world. So the second card is Stag, and it reminds me of the card last week of Elk. We just had the full moon, which is of the Elk. So this showed up again. Trust and thrive. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. The Stag card brings graceful and powerful medicine into your life. In the Celtic traditions, the stag, with his crown of antlers, is known as the king of the forest and is a totem that brings protection in challenging times, which we are in. In Native American traditions, he is greatly loved, for stags and deer have provided food for the people and materials that have allowed them to create medicine items such as drums, rattles, and smudge fans. Although the stag has been hunted in the past and still is, he has strength, dignity, and poise. When this card arises, it can also represent fertility and sexuality, maybe an opportunity to explore your sexual side, with your spiritual integrity supporting you on that journey. So we can own all parts of ourselves, and in a time where it's almost painful to be vulnerable in the world, meeting and, yes, living in this world right now. But here this week's messages and this beautiful, it's almost a Native American, but here it's Celtic. The energy of the stag, the animal kingdom, is supporting us to enjoy, stand in our poise, be great, and be courageous. So you have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strengths, and power, and make the most of it. You were born to lead, and this can only become reality when you are willing to put yourself in that position. Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence, and their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You are being encouraged to retain your dignity and be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. This in turn will give you even more power to thrive, onwards and upwards. So in a sense, the more you step out and take that risk, the more it becomes, and it's a little bit easier, and it includes more energy. So one of the things I had just read, or I heard on social media today, was the composer Leonard Bernstein. He says, fall off the highest rung, so on a ladder. Take that risk. Dare yourself to fall down, to fail. And he was saying that to another famous composer, Stephen Sondheim. And he was saying that it's his goal in life is to make the biggest failure, to really go for that biggest failure. Now, for many of us who are not in the creative arts, that sounds horrible. Like, why would I want to embarrass myself so much? What would people think? And the truth is, most people are only thinking about themselves anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we live our lives in fear of becoming a fool and making a huge mistake. But that's kind of the secret of the creatives. They go for failing and failing and failing again and again in order to create what they want. And it starts to even be fun in its own strange way. Now the third card is Shaolin Master. It's really beautiful cards, these are. Be graceful in movement and action. Slow and steady. Breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. So the Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtlety, because when you're too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. The Shaolin Master, like a monk, has a respect for all things. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices, and actions. Now, with what's going on in the world and everything, it's really tempting to tap into that forceful energy. I know for myself it is like, what could I do to stop the insanity? And I start thinking of these things that are highly energetic, and then I pray, like, help me have a solution to how to deal and interact with all this injustice that I see happening. And I'm reminded here, slow and gentle, be peaceful, is the best way. And we'll know what to do. We will know the right action to take. You are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take a more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. So this, to me, is a guide, some guidance to meditate, even if it's for 2 minutes, my friends, sitting in a chair, or if you can sit cross-legged or Japanese style with your knees on the floor in a chair, 2 minutes, breathing in and out. You could use a cooking timer. It's remarkable what it will do to still your focus, still your mind. And after a while, you'll crave it. You're like, oh, I want to sit for a moment. And it might even increase in time. You may want to do it longer. But a lot can be done in 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, to take the time and breathe. And it really does focus your mind and bring us to that point. What does it mean to be soft in our body? And not constantly want to push and resist with all this stuff happening. It increases every day if you haven't noticed. So finding these mindful practices that are simple. Some of them seem like visual techniques when we're doing the cutting of the cords and vacuuming of energy. Very, very simple things that we can do as we live during these times. Having a ritual or practice that when we get up in the morning, open our eyes. First thing I do is I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And God, my higher power, show me where to go, who to meet, and what to say, or in any semblance of that order. How can I serve? When your attention is on the outside, you have to show up for yourself first. So it's a wonderful combination. And then proceed. I light a little incense, or sometimes I need some sage to burn a little to clear the air, just a little. And I put on a mantra for the sound. Sometimes it's classical music, a little. And I have my matcha green tea, I have my electrolytes, and I have my water with a little bit of citrus oil in it. If you look at the amount of liquid that I use to hydrate every day, it's a lot. But it's another thing that I suggest to you is that you are mostly water, and many of us are walking around dehydrated, especially in the summer here in above the equator. Little things like that is going to help your mind. It's going to help your ability to think, and therefore be present, and therefore know that you have a choice in the matter of creating your life. and we don't have to constantly live as a reaction, which is what we've been doing for thousands of years. We're in this huge moment of transition where people are taking back their power and saying no to being constantly manipulated to be in fear. That's kind of a general sense of what's happening. So that's the reading for the week. I just wanted to give you a heads up. And again, thank you so much. If you find this of value, please share it with others. If you have not given me a review, I'd love to have another review on either of the podcasts so that I can share this with others and I get also moved up on the lineup where they're being posted. And I wish you the very best. I'm still looking for a perfect date for my Angel Circle. That's going to be coming up. And also in October 18th, I'm doing that angel party with my friend on the West Coast, John Mothershead, an angel party on Zoom. So thank you again so much, and I wish you the very, very best. Have a very blessed day.